What's up, fellas? Welcome to the Front Row Dad Show. I'm your host, Jon Vroman, and if you are dropping by for the first time, I'm glad you're here. This is a show designed for family men with businesses, not businessmen who happen to have families. And this show was created not because I am a dad expert or a marriage expert, because I wanted answers. And so each and every week, whether it's on the podcast or if you're finding this online somewhere, we are going to be interviewing amazing men to find out what are they doing that's working in the areas of health and managing emotions, marriage, whether that be parenting strategies or somehow how to make everything work on our calendars. How do we juggle it all, get it to work together in harmony, and integrate an amazing life that we are proud of? And so today's show is a solo show where I just get a chance to share with you some things that are going on inside the brotherhood, some things I'm learning from personal experiences. It might be things I'm reading or watching, resources that I think would be valuable for you. But as this video is released, it is June 13th, and it's an exciting week for a number of reasons. One is that I'm celebrating our biggest month ever in downloads for this podcast. And so thank you to everybody who's helping this to grow. Thank you for passing this along to men who would value these conversations. Last month, we had over 5,500 downloads of this podcast. I'm very excited. This is not the biggest show in the world. I mean, we're just getting started here. We're just getting warmed up. And I'm so grateful for all of you who believe in Front Row Dads, who are standing with us and who are sharing this with other people confidently, because you know the men that we're getting a chance to talk to and to learn from and with have a lot of great wisdom. And they certainly are wise enough to know that they have room to grow as well. But, you know, if we interview 100 guys every year and we get one idea from every episode, we all walk away with 100 new ideas that could positively impact not only you personally, but of course, if you are being impacted, then your kids and your wife, they're all going to benefit from that. We're going to learn strategies that directly affect your world and things that will directly affect your partner, your wife, your kids, and their world. And that is what we want to talk about. So let's get into it today. First of all, actually, one more thing, a reminder, if you haven't had a chance to listen to the show that was released a couple days ago with Ben Greenfield, definitely go back and listen to that episode. You know, I am a fan of Ben's work. He is a fascinating guy, and you'll need to listen for 10 minutes and you'll understand exactly what I mean by that statement. So check out that show and please share it with at least one person, and you'll be blown away by some of the ideas and the strategies that Ben is utilizing with his two twin boys that are 11 years old. All right, so on to the big content of the show today, which is something that I teased in a former episode, which is that I had a big breakthrough a couple weeks ago. And the breakthrough that I want to share with you is on the topic of why I suck at celebrating my wife's birthday. Now, I don't just say that to throw myself under the bus or, you know, play oh poor me, like I suck at, like she'll tell you that I sucked at celebrating her birthday for the past decade. And I've really wrestled with this because as somebody who's put a lot of pride into the work that I've done through our charity, Front Row Foundation, which has been operating now for more than 13 years, you know, I'm a moment maker for so many other people by creating these incredible front row experiences. Yet with my own wife, I felt I was failing tremendously. And it wasn't until I was actually in San Diego scouting out locations for our next Front Row Dads retreat, October 23rd through the 25th. Epic spot, by the way. We just located our hotel and it is unbelievably cool. But when I was there, I was meeting with a friend. I ended up, just getting a little, I said, hey man, I'm going to bow out, get to my room a little early tonight. And I sat and I meditated for about an hour in my room overlooking the city of San Diego. And I was just in thought, right? And I was just, this idea popped into my head. I don't know why. It came out of nowhere, but I was thinking to myself, it hit me. I was like, I know why I suck at birthdays with Tatiana. And here's why. When I was younger, and I'm talking 15 to 17-ish years old, I remember falling head over heels for a couple of girls who, one in particular, I was absolutely mad about. And this girl's name was Katie, and I was just nuts about Katie. I thought she was the best. And then I remember Katie's birthday was coming up, and I went all out for Katie's birthday. And I remember I got her, like, I probably wrote her a poem. I remember I got her a cool ring, and I set up a scavenger hunt. Hold on, guys. My dog is barking. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So my my whole deal was that I wanted to make this an incredible birthday for Katie. So I remember going all out. And when I went all out, and she went through the scavenger hunt and found this note in the ring and the whole deal, I don't remember exactly how long afterwards, but it might have been the next day, she broke up with me. and I was crushed by that. And that happened not only in that moment, but it happened a couple other times where I was like genuinely a good dude when I was younger, right? And I had a lot of love to give, right? And I wanted to be super unique and special and tell people how much they meant to me. And what the agreement that I made in my head at that moment was, when you go all out, when you go all in for somebody like that, they are probably going to leave you. Or you're not going to be appreciated for it. So why bother? And I don't know if you felt this way, but I remember looking around saying, it seems like the guys who are kind of jerks are getting more of the ladies. And I know that's not 100% true at this moment, because I know there's plenty of really good guys who found love early on and they're still married to this day. I'm actually thinking of my buddy Jeff Bry when I say that, who married his high school sweetheart. If you're out there listening, what's up, buddy? But I will tell you that, for me, my experience, maybe you can relate, maybe you can't, but I looked around, I was like, man, the guys that are acting like jerks are getting the girls. Now, I don't think I play that role with my wife now where I try to act like a jerk, but I do think that my subconscious, I do think I have a belief that if I go all in for my wife, if I do everything I can to show her how much I love her, if I give her everything I've got, if I open up my heart completely, that she could leave me. Or if not that severe, that it just wouldn't be appreciated. And so why bother? Now, I don't know if you can relate to any of that, but the minute that this hit me, I reached out to my wife and I told her, and I said, I want to tell you why I think I haven't been great at celebrating your birthday over the years. And her response to it was very positive. It was like she understood. It made sense. And so since then, I think there's been a healing of the past. Now, this is too early to tell because I haven't had years of celebrating her birthday in the future yet. So I'll have to keep reporting to you about how I approach these celebrations. But I can tell you that I felt like there was a healing for me. I felt like there was a healing for my wife, and I'm really excited about the next holidays that are approaching. I will tell you, I have had some successes in the past. I've done things or created gifts or had experiences where I feel like I made an impression. I'm not saying I failed at all of them. But guys, I will tell you that this goes all the way back, even to Christmas. I will tell you, and I'll put out another video or something about this at another time. But I remember one Christmas, this was in 2009. I had just stepped away from my corporate position. I took the leap of faith to become a speaker, an author, an entrepreneur, to run Front Row Foundation. And within a year, I spent all my savings. I went massively in credit card debt. They were calling to foreclose on our house. I was in a really tough spot. So I had gotten married, moved into a new house, started a business, left my position, right, and had a child all in 1 year. And I remember I was so beat. I was beat down at that point. And Christmas rolled around, and literally I'm laying in bed. It's Christmas night, right? And I realized I haven't gotten my wife anything for Christmas. And I had justified that it shouldn't be about presents. I mean, I can't even tell you. Like, I say it now, and it sounds crazy. You might be sitting there saying, that sounds crazy, John. Like, how on earth could you not get presents? Like, you couldn't have been that out of it. But it is a true story. So, and I value my wife tremendously. I love her dearly. I love bestowing people with gifts. I've made a whole life out of recognizing and rewarding people. That's been my whole life professionally. Before I was an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, it's about highlighting other people, making them feel like rock stars. But sometimes when it comes to our own family members, they get the worst of us, right? Not the best of us. Like we pour in all day long with our work, trying to provide for our families, and then our families get the rags at the end. And so this is a real story, right? I failed miserably for Christmas. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget her crying as we talked about the fact that there were no presents. And there's more to the story, which I'll share later. But I can tell you that this has been a pain point for me in my life. And so I think it's worth exploring for all of us about how we show up for our families for their birthdays. And so, I'd like to create a conversation around this inside of our Facebook group. So if you're watching this video there, please comment right now. And if you're on the podcast, maybe jump into the Facebook group and perhaps share your personal stories about maybe what you've done that's worked, right? Maybe feel free to share, like, where did you struggle, but what was the solution and how have you found your way through to the other side? There's, our philosophy in the Facebook group is very simple. There's a couple ways that you can post. Number one, you can give, right? This is a resource, an idea, a strategy. You just share it as like, hey guys, I have something I think you might benefit from. You can ask, right? If you've got a question on the subject that we didn't explore today, just post a question there that we can help you with. You can also just celebrate a win. Hey guys, take it or leave it, but it's good to have a place to brag, right? And this is a place where we can just celebrate our wins in a positive way, right? Nobody abuses the win category of our Facebook group. It's like, hey guys, I don't have many people that I can literally go to and just say, hey, this was something I'm proud of, but our Facebook group allows that. So you go to frontrowdads.com/Facebook and you can join the conversation there. Hey guys, on the note of birthdays, one more thing before I let you go and say goodbye. As you're listening to this on the 13th, if you catch it the day it's released, tomorrow, June 14th, is my birthday. I'll be turning 44 years old, and I'm excited about this time in my life. And I can tell you that I'm excited to spend the day with friends and family. And there's a couple of things I've realized about my birthday that I wanted to share with you, because I'd also like to hear how you approach your birthday with your family. Because not only has there been tension created with Tatiana's birthday and my failing there, but there's been tension created on my birthday where she doesn't know how to win. She doesn't know what to do, right? Like I'll say, hey, don't go above and beyond. Don't throw a party. Don't get presents. Don't do any of that stuff. And then she doesn't. And I'm kind of like, hey, what happened? Like, she's like, but you told me not to. And I can say, but you weren't supposed to listen to me. Right? I don't know if you've ever been there, but anyway, I've definitely sent mixed signals, and I haven't been really clear with her. I haven't been a good leader for my own birthday when it comes to my wife as well. And so in the spirit of this year's birthday, here's what I am deciding to do. And I started doing this last year, so have a little momentum. Number one is I came to the realization that my birthday is not about everybody else treating me with excellence. It's about me celebrating the things that I honor in myself, about if I look at this being that was created by some force in the universe, right? Where regardless of what your beliefs are, a God, a higher power, the universal energy, whatever it is that created me and brought me into this world, right? That to honor that there is a certain nature to my being, and there is certainly a nurture part, right? My birthday should not be about how many things I can spoil myself with, but it should be about a healthy honoring of who I really am as a person. So one of the things I realize is that I don't need everybody to serve me on my birthday. In fact, my birth into this world, I believe, was largely because I was supposed to be a giver. So if I'm going to celebrate the birth of Jon Vroman, then I want to actually be giving to other people on my day. Because I think when we enter our day, like, we have expectations about what everybody's supposed to do, how many people are supposed to call, how many Facebook comments are we supposed to get, how many presents are we supposed to get, and what are the quality of those presents, and did somebody surprise me, and all those things. We set ourselves up sometimes for failure on our birthday about the way we feel about ourselves and other people. But if we enter that day by saying, my birthday is actually what I give to people. What if you woke up on your birthday and instead of demanding somebody else cook you breakfast, that you cook everybody breakfast because you were born to serve, you were born to give to the world, and that your day is a day of giving, right? What if that became the deal? What if instead of expecting everybody to send you messages, what if you sent other people messages saying, thanks for being part of my life, because this is a life celebration. That is the purpose of the day, right? So on my day, we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some things with friends. And I just want to show up in that spirit that I expect nothing and want to give everything on my special day and find energy and joy through that, right? The other thing is that I want to tell you that I feel good about this year is I said to Tatiana, I said, hey, look, some years it's cool. If you want to surprise me and there's a gift that you want to give me or whatever, I certainly don't want to stand in the way of that. But I also don't expect you every year to try to outdo yourself from the year before, right? Like, Sometimes you're going to have a great idea and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're going to have an epic gift and sometimes you might not find that epic gift, right? Sometimes you want to throw a surprise party and sometimes it just doesn't line up that way. But I want to tell you that we can either have a day where you can tell me, I want to plan it, I want to surprise you, you don't do anything, the birthday's in my hands. Or maybe I could say to Tatiana, look, I know exactly what I want to do that day. So for her and I to agree, am I designing the day or is she designing the day? That was really good. And just to have some no drama conversation around how do we want the day to go. And this year, it was all about me being able to design what I think would be a perfect day. So it's going to be exactly that, exactly as I wish it to be, and a day where, like I said, it's not always the things that I want to happen to me, but things that I can do for other people along the way. My ask, guys, for my birthday, if I may make one, is this: that if you've been getting value from this podcast, if you've been enjoying the show, on my birthday, I would love to see how many reviews that we could get on iTunes. That is the birthday present that I would love from this community. It is a way that you would not only honor, the brotherhood, but it would be a way that if you felt it in your heart to celebrate right today with me, or tomorrow, on June 14th. Please leave an iTunes review, and it would be greatly appreciated. frontrowdads.com/review, or leave a review anywhere you want. And hey, by the way, if you don't leave a review, I still love you, right? Because the reason I'm doing this is not for your reviews. The reason I'm doing it is because I want to serve in the world. The real benefit of the reviews is that, do I love reading them? Of course I do. But the real benefit of those reviews is that the more we get, the more popular this show becomes, and the more men that we can reach. And my mission right now, I'm going to share something with you, is that we have this Front Row Dads mission, which by the way, is a business for me. Many of you know that, right? This is a business for me. This is my primary mission in life. And I want you to know it's a business because I will work extra hard for you, right? Because this is how I provide for my family. That the mission now is, right now I'm thinking 100 countries. Front Row Dads is in 100 countries with 100,000 members, right? And eventually becomes $100 million business, that Front Row Dads could become that. And I think this is going to way outlive me. I think that in 20 to 30 years, people will be joining Front Row Dads and have no idea that Jon Vroman was any part of starting it. That it'll just be an organization that thrives because of the systems and the structures and the members that are a part of it. And if you believe in creating brotherhood, if you believe in creating movement, if you believe in the power of a team and people to create change in the world, then if you value what I've been talking about on this show, our 5 pillars: vibrant health, emotional mastery, right? A thriving relationship, intentional parenting, integrated living. If you value these things, then please, I welcome you to lock arms with us and become part of what we're doing. And on that note, I also want to tell you that the membership is now open for the next 2 weeks. So the last 2 weeks of June, you can apply to be a Front Row Dad member. Now, there's a process that you go through to become part of our brotherhood. This is a curated group of men. We want to make sure that the guys that are jumping in are guys that have the right heart, that are givers, that are the men that we're looking for, the family men with businesses, not businessmen with families, that are guys that want to show up to give more than they take. That's what we want. If everybody does that, everybody wins, right? So we want to make sure we have the right guys. But if you would like to be part of this brotherhood, if you'd like to get invites to retreats, if you'd like to be invited onto our monthly calls, if you would like to become part of a small group, a group that we call a band, right? A band of brothers. And I have a band, my buddies, Tim, Justin, and Hal. We meet once a month, 2 hours, and we talk about family stuff. The only rule is no business talk, right? And that's been so helpful for me. And we've got a lot of our guys in the group, which we're approaching 100 members right now, and that'll quickly grow to 200 members and 300 members and beyond. If you'd like to be part of this as we are growing the Front Row Dads, please go to the website, frontrowdads.com. You'll find information there. You'll find information on the Facebook page, frontrowdads.com/Facebook, and you'll also be getting notifications via email. So make sure that your name is on our list and that we get that information out to you. But we're going to do this through the last 2 weeks of June. That is the time to register, and then registration will close down again. We are not going to keep registration open, so you have to sign up before July 1st. Guys, that is it. Appreciate your time this week. I hope you have an awesome weekend ahead, and it's Flag Day tomorrow. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, guys, that's it. Much love. We'll talk to you later.